All right, once you get into the quiz, it should look something like this. So when you're in this quiz, wonder why it's not letting me do it. When you're in it on your own, you should be able to have the controls to make this bigger, right? You should have buttons that come up. It's obviously not working in the preview version that I'm in right now, which is interesting because usually it does. But you can click the little buttons. They're usually right here to make it zoom in or zoom out or make it full screen. So you're going to use that not on these ones so much, but if you needed them on the graphs, like these ones. So like number 9 and number 10. Those are the only two that you have to graph. You're going to need to zoom in eventually to see exactly where these graphs are. But you're supposed to graph this equation, okay? And then they want you to graph this one too, all right? So you're going to do those two for me. This one's a little higher level. Remember, negative b over 2a would be your starting point, okay? And you should also know, and I don't know if this is going to give it, it won't give it away completely, but you should also know that this number here is always your y-intercept. The c is always your y-intercept, and that's going to give away a couple of answers on this. This test should not be too difficult. Like number 1, I kind of just helped you with that one. Rewind it if you didn't hear the help I gave you. You should know what the axis of symmetry is. If we don't remember, go back to your notes, but it's something that usually we do when we start to graph a problem. There's something we do right away. I just talked about it right here. Rewind it again if you forgot. Rewind it again. I just talked about it right here. What is the axis of symmetry on this problem? And you know what? Okay, be very close. Look closely. This is x and y and y. Don't let that mess with you. All right. What do we call the highest or lowest point of a quadratic? We haven't really talked about it, but think about it. If I looked at this quadratic, what would be the lowest point right there of a quadratic? What would be the highest point of a quadratic? Interesting. Okay. Now, vertex should not have any issues. Negative b over 2a, and then plug in that and get your y. You should have all the notes needed for that one. Okay. What is the standard form of a quadratic function? We've talked about this. This answer should jump out at you. If a is negative in the function, which way does the parabola open? Interesting. Okay. All right. What is c in the following equation? We just talked about that. Rewind it to the beginning if you forgot that part. What is the formula to find the axis of symmetry? If you struggle with these axis of symmetry type questions, you can go to last week's video. By the way, it's on YouTube, and if you don't have my channel, shame on you. You should have my YouTube channel because I put all my Edpuzzle videos start on YouTube, and then I put it in the Edpuzzle program, and I'm able to, tweak it. So you need to add my channel. If you don't have my channel, you type in YouTube, of course. You go to YouTube, and then you type in the search bar, Mr. Marusik. If you don't know how to type it, it's right there. And you need to add my channel. And what happened is this is the regular 8th grade video, but this was the discriminant video, which we actually did talk about. That was from homework this week. And then the graphing, we talked about what certain things are. All of this is very important. If you want to know how to study, you should look at these videos again and really look at what's going on and maybe practice some more. Okay, I have plenty of videos on here you can look at. Plenty. All right, back to your quiz. Now we have some polynomials. Find the sum. Be careful because this is in order like a normal quadratic, but this is not. So make sure you're adding the right like terms. Here, make sure you do the same thing, but you have to change this to a positive, remember? And that switches everything on this side. Simple multiplication, be careful with your signs. Find the perimeter of the rectangle. All right, P equals is the perimeter. Perimeter equals perimeter. If this is a rectangle, this is 2x plus 1. This should be 2x plus 1. If this is 3x, then this should be 3x. Okay, don't let that mess with you. Just combining like terms. All right, you guys got that here, and that's it. That's it. Just simply multiply for this last step, and you're good to go. Make sure you put all of your answers on this side. Should give you should tell you what your score is at the end of the quiz. Finish this by 2 p.m. or I may even shut the quiz down at 2 p.m. if you don't get it done. Get it done. All right. I will see you guys on Tuesday.